Now at Nightside, it could go down to the wire in the race for Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward, trailing challenger Lisa Brown by less than 1,600 votes, with thousands of ballots left to count.
A wet start to November. Now we're drying out and cooling down. I'll let you know when the rain will return in the first alert forecast.
And early results show Spokane voters are done with homeless camping in the city. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. Tonight, challenger Lisa Brown leads mayoral incumbent Nadine Woodward with nearly 52% of the vote. Thank you for staying up with Nightside. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Derek Dice. Also on the ballot, multiple city council and school board seats, a proposed sales tax increase to fund a new jail, and a camping ban that's currently being challenged in court. We have team coverage tonight on the races you care about the most. We begin with Marissa Rio, who is live at City Hall with reaction from both mayoral candidates. Marissa.
Yes, this is a very tight race, as you mentioned. Lisa Brown is leading by less than 1,600 votes. There are still 25,000 votes that have not been counted yet, so this race is just too close to call. We were at both candidates' watch parties and have each of their reactions to the initial vote count.
You care about your city, you voted. We appreciate it. I'm especially grateful for those who supported our vision of a better way forward, and it looks very good that many of you have trusted me to be the next mayor of Spokane.
And the cheers continued. Soon Brown supporters began chanting with excitement, "Lisa, Lisa." At her opponent's watch party, Nadine Woodward remained hopeful.
This race isn't over. Right now we're down by about 1,500 votes, but we have 20,000 plus ballots that still have to be counted. And typically, as we know, as in history shows, that those who are going to support me vote late. And so I think we're at the end of the day, or maybe I should say the end of the week, as more and more of those ballots are being counted, we're going to squeak this one out.
Woodward addressed her party after the initial rounds of votes were counted and said she's still got a lot of fight left in her. Now again, there are still 25,000 ballots that have not been counted yet. We will update numbers as soon as they become available on our website at kxly.com. Reporting live from Spokane City Hall, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Marissa. And Derek, we were talking earlier during our digital cut-ins about just the race and the history of Spokane mayor. And one thing to kind of think about when you're talking about Nadine Woodward specifically is she was down about 2,000 votes, or she was up less than 2,000 votes when she was elected mayor.
Right.
So we're right there in that same kind of 1,600 votes. It's really not that many.
And Spokane has a history of not wanting to re-elect mayors for whatever reason. David Condon was re-elected, obviously, but before him it had been 42 years since a mayor won re-election. That was David Rogers back in 1973. All right, multiple Spokane City Council seats are up for grabs as well, including City Council President Betsy Wilkerson is in the lead with 53% of the vote to Kim Please's 47. Wilkerson saying her previous experience will help her lead the city council.
We'll have new council members. Leadership will be required. How we move our city forward, whoever the next administration is, that is critical.
And police also responding to the first round of votes.
I'm very surprised, and I'm very hopeful that the results will be in my favor.
And Michael Cathcart is currently in the lead for District 1, but the incumbent wants to wait for more votes to be counted.
Not quite going to declare victory yet. We'll take it tomorrow. Look at tomorrow's numbers before we get to that point.
Paul Dillon is on track to fill Wilkerson's District 2 spot on the City Council as he leads Katie Treelor by about 1,300 votes. And right now, Kitty Klitsky is currently ahead of Earl Moore for the District 3 position by a pretty wide margin.
Voters in Spokane County were also asked to vote on Proposition 1, a camping initiative that would ban encampments within 1,000 feet of schools, parks, and playgrounds. As of now, about 75% of people have voted to pass Proposition 1. Peter Choi explains how this new law could impact the homeless population and the public.
Yeah, Kirsten, Spokane police could issue tickets to anyone who camps and restores their belongings on public land within 1,000 feet of schools, parks, and playgrounds. I spoke with a homeless advocate today who tells me Proposition 1 could impact services across the city.
Every time police contact them now and tell them they can't be here. That takes a dramatic toll on one's soul and well-being. And the fact that the majority of the city now, homeless folks are going to be told they can't be there, that's going to really hurt and do a lot of damage to a lot of folks.
Peace also expressed concerns about lack of resources from the police department when it goes to effect. In the meantime, he wants to house as many homeless people as possible so that it doesn't criminalize more people. Now, the city of Spokane says it will go into effect on the certification of the election results on November 28th. In studio tonight, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
All right, Peter, thank you. Even if Prop 1 is approved, the Spokane police chief says you probably won't see an immediate change.
There may be times where officers are really busy and it's going to be sitting in the queue for a longer period of time.
Any calls about camping will be added to the same list as all other crimes in Spokane, meaning officers will have to prioritize them, and they look at different factors like how long ago a complaint was filed, how large the encampment is, and how much damage it's caused. SPD says it will take longer to respond to these calls because of staffing issues. Chief Meidel saying the department needs around a dozen more officers to be fully staffed.
And it looks like Spokane won't be getting a new jail, with 63% of people voting against Measure 1. That would have raised sales tax by 0.2%, along with other criminal justice projects, including the jail. It would be funding those projects. Critics argue that the measure was not specific enough on how that money would have been used, calling it a blank check for a broken system. In a few minutes, hear from Spokane County Sheriff, of course, John Knowles, who was one of many people who said a new jail was necessary.
And these, of course, are just some of the dozens of races we are tracking tonight. We wanted to put them all in one convenient location. So if you like, take out your phone right now and scan this QR code with your camera. It'll take you to our website where we've put the results of every single race in one location. And then we recommend bookmarking that page as we wait for the first round of results from Kootenai County.
Let's take a break from our election coverage now. Get a look at your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker.
Well, it is a dry evening across the region. Jonas Brothers concert just getting out at the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, and a dry walk to the car right now. They played for a long time. On our radar, the last of the showers moving out of the region. We are going to be dry overnight, but we'll start to see some patchy fog developing toward tomorrow morning. Temperatures right now are in the 30s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, 30 degrees in Colville, 36 in Bonners Ferry. A couple of locations where we're already starting to see some fog development. Morning lows will be down below freezing in many locations. So for the first time in a few days, you might run into some patchy freezing fog or some other slick spots where wet roads are refreezing. As I mentioned, already see some visibility down around Colville and Bonners Ferry, but that fog is yet to develop around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. But expect that to start the day tomorrow. It won't be around for long. We'll be clearing out as the day goes on with partly to mostly sunny skies. High temperature of 45 degrees compares to an average high of 46. We have one more dry day and then a return to the showers in the 7-day outlook. I'll let you know when to expect it in just a few minutes. Derek?
All right, we have plenty of other races to get to tonight, including the races for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene school boards.
And before we go to break, let's take a look at the results from the Central Valley School Board races.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gamma Knife.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team at Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
I'm Chad Young from the EasyHomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With the EasyHomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer. Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Today, Grady turns 1. Already he plans to wrestle alligators, try his hand at the culinary arts, and explore the world. With Dream Ahead College Investment Plan, you can start saving for their future anywhere in the country. Don't borrow your children's future, build it at 529.wa.gov.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
He's got the stars.
Yeah.
The studs.
I don't remember a time in my life I didn't watch a show.
And the unexpected.
I've always thought of you as Dave Jr. Every hair on my body is standing up right now.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, new weeknights on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Washington Cares Fund.
All right, welcome back to Nightside. 63% of voters say they do not approve the 0.2% sales tax to fund a new jail in Spokane County. This was one of the biggest tax proposals in Spokane County history.
Another jail is something law enforcement officials have been pushing for years, including Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles. Allison Martinez is outside of the downtown jail to share what the sheriff and those who campaigned against Measure 1 say will come next.
Kirsten, Derek, Spokane County voices have been heard. They have decided for now not to implement the 0.2% sales tax increase that would go towards expanding and improving the jail facility that you see here right behind me. Now, I spoke with Sheriff Knowles, who says, of course, this isn't the outcome he was hoping for, especially given the public safety need in Spokane County.
The reality of it is now we still have the same challenges we had, when we started this process. We still have an overcrowded jail that needs replacing. We have programming that we need to deliver, and we need to improve public safety in our communities.
Sheriff Knowles says now he hopes that the elected officials against this measure are ready to come to the table with solutions. Commissioner Jordan is one of those officials.
The reality of it is now we still have the same challenges we had, when we started this process. We still have an overcrowded jail that needs replacing. We have programming that we need to deliver, and we need to improve public safety in our communities.
Now, that was Sheriff Knowles, but Commissioner Jordan highlighted needs for mental health resources and recovery resources. He also continued by reaffirming the need to listen to the community voices before imposing this tax. Now, Sheriff Knowles says now he looks forward to talking with legislators and reworking Measure 1 into something that all Spokane County voters can agree on. For more election updates, you can visit our website, kxly.com. Reporting in downtown Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
All right, Allison, thank you. Let's take a look now at the results in the race for position number 5 on the Spokane School District's Board of Directors. School Board President Mike Weiser is currently leading Erica Lalka with about 61% of that vote. 2 seats are up for grabs in the Coeur d'Alene School District. James McAndrew with a big lead over 2 other candidates for the Zone 2 trustee spot, with Casey Morris-Rowe not running for re-election. And in Zone 3, it looks like Heather Tenbrink will retain her seat as she leads Matt Blatt 70% to 30.
And those are just 2 of the races in Kootenai County. Well, we've been covering in Kootenai County as well that we're tracking. So you can get your phone ready right now, because we want to show you how to find the results of all the races in Idaho in one place. Scan this QR code with your camera and it will take you to our website. There we will have the most up-to-date numbers as they come in.
Here are 4 things to know about your weather. Patchy morning fog, frosty in spots. We're going to stay dry through Thursday, and then the showers return on Friday. Here's a look at a few of the races we are tracking tonight.
Download the KXLY Plus app for weather every 10 minutes.
Hi, I'm Michelle with APH Buys Homes, and we buy houses for cash. We're local home buyers who help homeowners in difficult situations get paid fast. Inherited houses, foreclosures, family disputes, rented or vacant, even nicer homes you just can't keep up with. We buy them all. So before you call anyone else, give us a call for a free cash offer. Just call 509-818-1800. That's 509-818-1800.
Theo's nose was cause for alarm, so Dad brought Puffs Plus lotion to save it from harm. Puffs has 50% more lotion and brings soothing relief. Don't get burned by winter nose. A nose in need deserves Puffs, indeed. America's #1 lotion tissue.
For fast sore throat relief, try Vicks VapoCool Drops with 2 times more menthol per drop and powerful Vicks Vapors to vaporize sore throat pain. Vicks VapoCool Drops, vaporize sore throat pain.
Since I was 14, I have been addicted to one substance or another. I know that it may seem hard to finally take that first step, but once you do, it's like running down a mountain and everything snowballs, and the Lord works in the best ways, opening doors for you that you never thought possible. Just reach out your hand. Someone will be there to take it.
Hi, I'm Secretary of State Steve Hobbs. Still need to return your ballot? The general election is November 7th. Mark it, seal it, sign it, and take it to your nearest drop box. Find drop box locations at votewa.gov. That's votewa.gov. Drop boxes close at 8 p.m. on Election Day, November 7th. So don't delay, vote today.
Sponsored by the Office of the Secretary of State and aired in cooperation with the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ace Hardware.
All right, welcome back to Nightside. Keep those raincoats handy because our streak of wet weather continues tomorrow.
It is not over yet, Chris.
Yeah, I tell you what, we are going to get a break tomorrow and Thursday, but the rain showers will be back. That is for certain. Here's a live look right now at the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. Aren't you glad you're all cozy and watching 4 News Now and not out in the traffic around the arena tonight in the 30-degree temperatures? At least they're not getting rained on. The Jonas Brothers concert there getting out. Tonight, patchy fog. We've had so much rain over the past week. We will start to see some fog developing around the region. The winds are dying down. The skies have cleared. 30 degrees for an overnight low. Watch for slick spots on the roadways. Partly sunny skies tomorrow with a high temperature of 45 degrees. Here's a look at our forecast radar starting off 7 o'clock in the morning. We're socked in with the low clouds and fog, but it will not be around for long. It will start clearing by mid-morning, and by about noon we should see some sunshine. Expect partly sunny skies tomorrow and dry conditions. We've got a couple of dry days with high pressure in control, but it won't be long until the next system approaches. Here's Thursday at 9 p.m. and depending on the timing of this, we could see a little bit of a rain-snow mix in some of the valleys. However, you may notice there is not a lot of moisture to work with this system. So any precipitation that we do get will be very, very light. And a similar scenario with the next system coming behind it. We cannot rule out a shower any day in the forecast starting on Friday. However, compared to what we have the wet weather we have just been through, it is going to be more typical inland northwest style. We'll see some of the heavier precipitation. Now, this is the forecast over the next 7 days. The latest computer model run, 1/100 of an inch in Spokane. So we're talking about trace amounts each day, 1/4 of an inch in Coeur d'Alene, 1/2 inch in Sandpoint, with some of the heavier totals again in the higher terrain, and could see some moderate snowfall, particularly in the Cascades. We'll keep you updated as those systems approach. Here's a look at your planning forecast. We've got a couple of dry days, Wednesday and Thursday. That's going to allow our skies to clear off enough at night to drop down below freezing. Really, these temperatures are all just about average. Then that chance of showers comes in for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But boy, the closer we we get to the weekend, the less confidence I have that we're going to see much rain beyond a few sprinkles here or there. Of course, we'll time that out as we get closer, and then at least a slight chance of showers continues through the forecast. Temperatures staying right about average for the next couple to 3 days, and then a little bit above through the rest of the 7-day forecast. Derek?
All right. Thank you, Chris. I think we can manage. All right, breaking news out of Pend Oreille County now. Right now, a 64-year-old Tibetan monk is missing.
Sheriff's deputies say he was last seen walking in the area of Country Lane outside of Newport this afternoon. The monk is described as 5'2", about 135 pounds, wearing maroon robes and a jacket. If you see him, call the Pend Oreille County Sheriff's Office. Now let's take a look at some of the races out of Stevens County.
Download the KXLY Plus app for breaking news.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Nissan.
I know what I want to do. I just don't want to do it.
I could have my heart broken.
Coming on The Bachelor made me feel visible again.
I came to the show hoping to find love, but left with so much more.
I have confidence that I didn't have before.
All of the women that are sitting here, we made history together.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. The big beefy boy that started it all. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
We aren't just HVAC specialists. We're a Lennox Premier dealer. That means we offer the most energy-efficient products on the market with savings you can see and perfect air you can feel. Your comfort is our passion, and we're with you every breath of the way. Enjoy greater comfort and lower energy costs. Call us today and save on Lennox with special incentives and rebates.
Call Norco Heating and Air today.
2 for $7 every day. A classic, a favorite, an Arby's legend. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
All right, welcome back. Around the nation, voters in Ohio passed a measure to protect abortion rights in the state. This means abortions will be legal until a fetus is viable between 22 and 24 weeks gestation. After that point, abortions can be restricted unless the mother's life is at risk.
How can we hold our public officials accountable if we cannot name them?
Thank you. Sit down.
That question was asked to city council members during last night's meeting after they asked that person giving public comment to sit down for breaking the chamber rules. While that person was speaking, they mentioned multiple council members by name, something that council members say is not allowed. Shouting and chanting began, and shortly after, council members evacuated and the meeting ended early. So the person who was giving public comment, Justice for All, who named council members in the meeting, says the council is misinterpreting this rule. Council member Lori Kinnear says she canceled the meeting after lack of decorum, but Justice says the council is dismissing the public's concerns.
We have every right to criticize our public officials. We have every right to do so under our First Amendment, right? The freedom of speech.
City Council's communications manager says council members are still trying to determine how to move forward. As of this evening, Kinnear plans to allow people to identify council members during public comment as long as comments are still directed to her. Well, we told you about the mother of two who had her car window smashed while she was working at night in downtown Spokane. After that, and a new expense, she thought she was going to have to pick the glass right out of her kids' car seats.
Until one of you reached out to us offering to detail her car for free. Rodney from Hot Rods Auto Detailing saw this story and wanted to help. We met with Grace as her car was detailed today to hear just how much it means to her.
I got a call from him, and he had offered to detail our car, and it was just a huge win. It was just like, oh, okay, one thing went so right, and because of awesome people, it's just definitely lifted up the spirits for sure.
Now, Grace says Rodney's kindness and love for his community goes a long way.
Sure does. Hey, the future of the Pac-12 conference could be decided in the coming days.
Yeah, the hearing for Washington State and Oregon State's legal battle against the Pac-12 is set for next week. Both schools are trying to gain control of the conference and its assets. Sports director Julian Minnesota is here now to tell us how this verdict could impact recruiting for WSU football.
Yeah, the big question is, how do you sell a program when you don't know where you're going to play next year? That's the big issue that Washington State is dealing with right now. The Cougar football team will be hitting the recruiting trail in less than 3 weeks, and the uncertainty within the conference could make it difficult for Washington State to land talented players. WSU and OSU are hoping to preserve the Pac-12, and the coaches are hoping that that's enough for recruits to buy in.
There's been a bunch of questions, and I think the biggest thing is to let them know that I'm going to be leading this program through it, and we're going to find a way. And those guys committed here for the right reasons, for the right people. So I think that's the biggest thing more than anything is I'm excited to go forward with this group of people and to make sure that we're finding whatever destination that is. We're going to plant our flag there, and we're going to attack it.
Now, the hearing is scheduled for a week from today in Whitman County. It's going to be a historic night in Pullman on Thursday. The Washington State women's basketball team will raise the Pac-12 tournament championship banner and maybe do some dancing as well ahead of the matchup against Gonzaga. It's the first Pac-12 championship in school history. The players will also get their championship rings, and that's super cool. Cougars head coach Cammie Etheridge is hoping that the ceremony serves as a reminder for what the team needs to do to repeat as champions this season.
Excited about that moment. Want to celebrate it with, the seniors that can come back. And I want the freshmen to aspire to get the last Pac-12 championship too. Like, why not? And obviously, we have big goals for this team this year.
And the ring and banner ceremony will be held at 6:45 Thursday at Beasley Coliseum, and that'll be followed by tip-off against the Zags at 7 o'clock. Now, it'll be all smiles for the Cougs Thursday, but no one had a bigger smile at Beasley Coliseum than Washington State guard Miles Rice. Rice returned to the court for the first time since battling Hodgkin's lymphoma. He had 13 points in the win over Idaho. A long time coming for Rice, who was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma last year.
I had to kind of calm myself down today earlier. I had a lot of emotions, but I just made sure, I stayed around my family, stayed around my team, made sure, the end goal in mind was to win the game. No matter how I played, I was a winner regardless because, being on the court tonight, coming back from what I did is winning itself.
Couldn't have said it any better. Rice and the Cougars will return to the court Friday against Prairie View A&M. To the NHL we go. The Seattle Kraken on the road against the Arizona Coyotes. Seattle had a 3-2 lead in the third period, but here's Arizona with a man advantage on the power play. Clayton Keller finds the net for the Coyotes as he would tie the game there. Now, this one would be decided in a shootout. We love that. Joey Decord in the net for Seattle, but unfortunately he can't stop Nick Bjugstad. It was actually the only goal of the entire shootout in this one. The Kraken had the lead, but unfortunately they let this one slip on the road. 4-3 is the final there. They've now lost 2 straight. Seattle will look to bounce back against the Colorado Avalanche on Thursday. Should be a tough one. Now, that'll wrap us up for sports, but before we go, let's take a break at even more election results.
Peyton Manning and Luke Bryan take over your morning.
I'm looking forward to it.
On the morning of the CMA Awards. And just wait until you see what they reveal.
I'm excited.
Tomorrow on
Good Morning America.
Good morning, America.
Download the KXLY Plus app for live updates all day. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
What I want people to know about Numerica's involvement is that it's genuine.
I work at a company that supports the community because we're a part of it.
It's important to give back to the community you live in. We are truly here to help, and we're passionate about it.
Expect even more from KXLY Plus. Live updates from the 4 News Now team. Breaking news as it happens. Weather every 10 minutes. Free on your time. Download the app, connect to your streaming TV, and connect on KXLY Plus.
We've collected thousands of warm winter coats for this year's Coats for Kids campaign. The coats have now been cleaned thanks to Alsco. If you know a child in need of a warm winter coat, go to KXLY.com/coatsforkids to find a distribution location near you.
We'd like to thank the Flying Squirrel for sponsoring Coats for Kids. Their dedication to our community will help keep thousands of kids warm this winter. Stop by the Flying Squirrel, bounce for a while, and say thank you.
We are Grocery Outlet, and we are your Bargain Bliss Market. What's Bargain Bliss? You know that feeling you get when you find the name brands you love, but for way, way less? That's Bargain Bliss. It's Grocery Outlet's 20% off wine sale going on now through November 7th. We have hundreds of wines sure to pair with any gathering. So act now because this deal won't last long. Stop in and save today.
Grocery Outlet, Bargain Market.
Spokane's hottest music.
Break me for so done with you, girl. I've been popping, man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
We have 2 dry days in the forecast. Wednesday and Thursday, some patchy morning fog, high temperatures in the mid-40s. The chance of showers is back in the forecast late Thursday. However, this will be light and very hit and miss rain. I think the majority of the days will be dry with just an occasional shower. Most of the wet weather being in the mountains. Veterans Day, Friday and Saturday, we may have to dodge a shower, but for the most part, we're going to be staying dry.
Thank you, Chris. And it has been election headquarters here at 4 News Now all night long. As we know from years of voting by mail in Washington, results come in waves over the next several days. So the Spokane County Elections Office planned to count about 100,000 ballots tonight. Some races will be decided tonight. Others could take days.
So let's recap. Right now, Lisa Brown has about a 3.5-point lead over incumbent Mayor Nadine Woodward. Voters in Spokane County heavily against the sales tax increase that would have funded a new jail, with nearly 63% of people rejecting that measure.
And a majority of voters in the city of Spokane support banning anyone from camping within 1,000 feet of a school, playground, or daycare, with 75% of voters approving Proposition 1. And again, important to note, none of these results are final because there's still plenty that need to be counted.
Yep, in fact, Idaho is updating throughout the night as they continue to update those numbers. We want to put up that QR code for you one last time. If you scan this with your phone right now, it'll bring you to our website on KXLY.com, where we put all of the races in one area, in one convenient location. Be sure to bookmark it because we'll be updating results as they come in.
It really has been, in the last few hours now, very busy in our newsroom as you keep refreshing the screen and trying to see if the votes change. So hopefully you're keeping up with us on KXLY.com.
Yeah, no doubt. Spokane County should have another round of numbers for us, like late tomorrow morning, like before noonish, most likely.
You've seen that.
Over the years, for sure. Yeah.
It's not your first rodeo.